I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I've been trying to stretch myself to figure out what to talk about on these videos. And you know what? I have an endless supply of ideas to talk about in my books. This is one of my books, Inspire His Devotion, and I've got 5 of them. And if you have not read any of my books, by the way, you should really get started and pick up at least one, because it's going to help you understand so much about polarity and how to make these shifts as a woman to attract a healthy masculine man and inspire a man to take care of you. So the one that we're going to be talking about today in Inspire His Devotion, we're going to be talking about why you shouldn't be giving love to a man. Why trying to give love to a man, trying to love a man is actually going to sabotage your love life. It's actually going to push a man away, unless maybe he's extremely feminine and his masculine instinct isn't online, in which case you probably could do better. And what you need to do instead. So here we go. Contrary to what many women believe, the only way for you to get the kind of love, I was talking about being loved by a strong, powerful, devoted man who cherishes you and considers your feelings and needs. To get that kind of love, it's to stop trying to give love to a man. Instead, you must focus entirely on receiving what a man gives you. Yes, I understand this may sound crazy and possibly confusing, but stick with me here. For ladies who have not been initiated into truly understanding what polarity is and what your role is in a relationship, this absolutely can sound totally bonkers, and that's okay. Any advice that teaches women how to love a man is built on a fallacy so huge that it has resulted in the needless suffering of hundreds of millions of women and men, but especially women. The fallacy is that men need to be given love by a woman to be happy in a relationship and to be inspired to love her back. This is a fallacy that's so considered common sense for so many women that, like, of course I gotta give a man love. And, you know, if I want a man to love me, I gotta give love to him. No, you don't. This fallacy is based on understanding men and what inspires them, what they need, and how they are instinctually wired. Yes, because men are fundamentally different than women. The differences you can see superficially, like how they look, are actually much smaller than the differences internally as far as their instinctual programming. The masculine instinct is the exact opposite of the feminine instinct. A man doesn't need to be given love by his woman. He needs to have his love received. Doesn't need to be given love. He needs to have his love received. And what that means, we're going to go into that, but we'll just hang tight here. He doesn't need a woman who is thoughtful and considerate, anticipating his needs and desires to make him happy, even if he thinks he does, even if he enjoys it on some level. And the more feminine a man, the more he might enjoy that. The more masculine a man is, the less he's going to enjoy that. He needs a woman who is expressive, receptive, and grateful when receiving anything from him. His touch, time, gifts, money, advice, direction, compliments, support, and everything else he does for her. And understand, when you really get this, it is one of the most liberating realizations you'll ever have when it comes to dating and relationships, because you can let go of all of this trying energy, which isn't going to feel natural for you. Any woman who is in that giving energy, it's coming from wounding. It's coming from a wounding because you weren't fully raised properly by your parents. You almost certainly were not just cherished, had your feelings accepted and allowed and loved. You weren't able to just fully receive. At some point, you probably had to step into the giving role to get love in some way from your parents, to get attention, to get care, to avoid abandonment. We're going to talk more about why that is in this video and how I came to these conclusions as well. Hello, my name is Zach Rody. I'm here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below. Hit the notification bell and be sure to like this video, because I am going to make sure it is a good one for you today. And if you would like to learn more about how to inspire a man into cherishing you, then open up the description below this video. You'll see the links to all of my offers, including my books, including this one. You can find them all at Amazon.com. Just type in my name, Zach Rody, for the books. But another great place to start is by going to my free webinar at ZachRodyCoaching.com. And that will help you understand your unhealthy control patterns and also how to shift out of them to start inspiring a man into giving you the care that you need and deserve, whether you're single or in a relationship. So, about what I've just read in this book so far. Prior to me learning about polarity, which happened about 5.5 years ago now, a couple years into my marriage with my wife, I had a few examples with women who were givers, who I was dating or in a relationship with. I remember one really early girlfriend, and then I had another one for a few months. And my wife, to a much smaller extent, but she would do it sometimes. She'd try to be thoughtful, buy things for me, really go out of her way to think of things for me, do nice things for me without me asking her to do it. But much more so, way more so, with other women that I have dated. And I've taken all women for granted. Okay, up until I understood polarity and learned what my role in a relationship was with my wife, I've taken all women, including my wife, for granted. I fully own that. The best case that I can give you, though, is, I laugh, but it's actually quite tragic. It's a woman that I dated a few years before meeting my wife. She was really sweet. She was really soft. She was very classically feminine in so many ways, like, submissive, really capable of following, quite respectful in her communication. We never had arguments, nothing like that. Really looked up to me. In so many ways, what men anyway would think on superficially, like, wow, this is like an amazing feminine woman, would love to be with her. And many women too, women who were wanting to be more feminine. But I took her for granted more than any other woman that I've been with. And I did that. It's not that I was proactively really trying to take advantage of her. Like I wasn't trying to be a bad person. It's just that she would give me things. She would do nice things for me. And I just let it happen. Take me on trips, take me out to certain surprise events, buy me things, just do a whole bunch of stuff for me without me asking. Being very thoughtful. Now think about that for a second. The idea of being thoughtful, that's what you want from a man. Right? You want a man who is thoughtful, who is anticipating your needs, who's anticipating your desires, who's thinking ahead of time about making you feel special in some kind of way, who's doing things without you even needing to ask in any way. He's just figuring it out, and he does it. And just to put a smile on your face. That is not what a man needs. And the more that you do it, the more that you try to be thoughtful, you try to be considerate, you try to anticipate his needs. Also, being the one that's initiating affection, initiating making plans, surprise getaways, anything like that. The more that you do that stuff, the more that a man is going to lose interest in you, typically take advantage of you, not appreciate you. And what a painful experience for a woman to have. Right? What is more painful than a woman who is putting so much thought and care into supporting a man and helping a man and loving a man, giving to a man, and then not getting that care and love received? That's painful. That really hurts. For many women who don't understand polarity, you may start to believe one of two things. Either there's really something wrong with me, like me as in you, something wrong with me, I'm broken, I'm unlovable, or there's something seriously wrong with men. Like, why are men so selfish? Why don't men know how to be men? As long as you stay stuck in that paradigm, in that way of believing and thinking about the world, you're never going to get your needs met. That starts to shift when you realize that a woman is not supposed to be in the giving role. And by giving role, you're also not supposed to go back and forth. Sometimes you give and sometimes you receive. No, you are supposed to only be, exclusively be, in the receiving role. That doesn't mean you don't do anything for a man. Like, oh, I'm not going to cook you dinner. I'm not going to do any sexual favors. I'm not going to do anything for you because I don't want to be in the giving role. I'm just going to be selfish and just receive. No, it's not like that. It's just that the giving role means that you're proactively, through your leadership, through your initiation, doing things for a man. Say you're in a relationship and you're together, you're married. He's like, hey, I want you to be in charge of cooking meals for us. You following that makes you in the receiving role because you're receiving his leadership. If he tells you to do things in the bedroom and you follow that leadership, you submit to that leadership, you're in the receiving role because you're receiving his leadership. But if you proactively write him a love letter, spilling your heart out, or you see something really nice in a store and buy him a gift, or plan his birthday, or plan a special event for him, a vacation for him, or anything like that, you're in the giving role because it's through your leadership, not through his leadership. So we're talking about what the giving role and the receiving role means. Here's another way of thinking about it. A man's job is to be the one who is taking care of. He is in the caretaking role. which means anticipating your needs, thinking about you, being thoughtful, being considerate, making sure that your needs are met. He's planning that. He's paying attention to that, like in his head, he's thinking about how to make your life better, how to take better care of you. In a similar way, not the same way, because I'm not comparing you to a child, but it's in the same way as a parent is supposed to take care of a child. It's very clear. Those should be very defined roles. It's the parent taking care of the child, not the child taking care of the parent, and not the parent sometimes taking care of the child and sometimes the child taking care of the parent. No, the parent is supposed to be in the caretaking role, which means the giving role. They are the ones that are creating this container for the child to create that safety so that the child feels that love and is able to let go and also gets direction and leadership and all that stuff. That is what a man is supposed to be doing for his woman, obviously with some differences, because as a grown woman, what you need is, as far as being taken care of, it's going to be different than a 3-year-old child. But the roles are the same. And so what is the role for a child? Because the role for a child is the same for the role as a woman. And it's not because a woman is a child. It's not because you're less than. It's not because you're inferior. I don't even see children as inferior to parents, right? You know, when I look at my daughter, who's 2.5, there's nothing in me where it's like, you're inferior to me. It's, I'm here to take care of you. I am here to serve you through my leadership because I love you so much. Because I can't not be in that role with her. Like, my love compels me, inspires me into being that role, and it would cause me great pain not to be, right? Which is going to be true for any reasonably healthy parent with their child. And it's the same thing, that compelled feeling, that inspiration that I naturally feel with my daughter is the same feeling, very similar feeling, that I feel with my wife. But it wasn't always that way, because when she was much more in the giving role, not just with the doing nice stuff for me, but also kind of telling me what to do and judging and leading in all of these ways that turned me off, I wasn't inspired to take care of her. My instinct wasn't online enough to have any desire to do so anyway. So typically women who tend to be more in the giving role will tend to lack self-worth, and that's a big part of why they're in the giving role. It's like you're unconsciously or maybe consciously giving love to be worthy of being loved. That's not how it works. You shift into your self-worth as a woman by shifting into the receiving role, knowing, or at least having faith that you're worthy of just receiving, learning feminine communication to communicate what your needs are so that a man understands what you need and starts becoming more and more inspired and informed about what you need so that he can give it to you. You stop giving to a man. You don't need that to be worthy. The more that you demonstrate that you are not worthy of a man's love by being in the giving role, the less inspiration he's going to have to give to you because he's not feeling your self-worth. That was my biggest issue with the girlfriend I was referring to, as well as my wife and other past women, is I'm not feeling their self-worth. I don't really feel inspired to take care of something that doesn't feel valuable. And this might be a hard thing for a woman to receive, saying that a woman's not valuable. Like, yeah, we're all intrinsically valuable, blah, blah, blah. Yes, all people are. But I'm talking about what actually inspires a man. And you're communicating a lack of value. Because unconsciously, whatever your conscious beliefs are, unconsciously you believe that you're not fully worthy of just being taken care of by just being in the role of receiving a man's care, receiving a man's leadership without having to do anything to get it. What a man needs is not your love. What he needs is your respect, he needs your trust, and he needs you to receive him and his leadership and everything that he gives you, which means that he needs you to also be in your feminine self-worth. If you would like to learn how to shift into the receiving role, which is the feminine role, how to let go of control, how to communicate respect to a man, that's what I help women do in our Academy program. And if you'd like to learn more about that and you'd like to even do a call with me to find out more about that, then go below this video, open up the description. You're going to see a link to all of our offers. One of them is our Academy offer at thedreamrelationship.com. Click on that. You'll see a video all about our Academy program. You can watch that. Click the button below if the video resonates with you and book a call with me. And what we're going to do on the call is dive into your issues, what's going on in your love life, what the problems are, what your control patterns are, why you're stuck, why you're not getting everything that you deserve, whether you're single or in a relationship right now. And we'll find out if our program is right for you, and if it is, then we'll talk all about it. Then we can decide whether you should step into it to transform your love life for the better. I'll see you there.